South Africa is reeling after a dramatic, unprecedented political turn that could redefine the future of the ANC, and in an explosive move, General Nandomi, head of the elite task force investigating corruption within the ruling party, has personally delivered a warrant of arrest for the Deputy President, Paul Mashatile, on charges linked to massive fraud and abuse of public funds. This was a scene unfolding like a political thriller: tension, disbelief, and that unmistakable sense that South Africa's most powerful are finally being forced to face the music. And before we get into the shocking details, make sure to stay with us right to the end, because what we uncover about the hidden transactions and internal betrayals might just change the way you look at the ANC forever. According to confidential sources from within the investigative task team, General Motsi arrived at the Union buildings under heavy security earlier this morning with what insiders describe as a sealed High Court judicial warrant. And eyewitnesses claimed Mkhwanazi, known for his no-nonsense approach, walked straight into the Deputy President's offices, demanding immediate access to Paul Mashatile. Moments later, as senior officials realized what was happening, the atmosphere shifted because this was not a routine visit or even a political consultation. This was the start of an arrest that could tear the ANC apart. One senior insider described the moment as the loudest silence in the history of government, saying no one dared move and no one dared speak. The warrant reportedly stems from an ongoing investigation into fraudulent state contracts, irregular tenders, and financial misappropriation that allegedly took place during Mashat's tenure in key ANC leadership roles. Documents obtained by the Special Task Unit reportedly revealed millions of rand were funneled through front companies camouflaged as community development initiatives. But a more thorough audit has allegedly revealed the money was diverted into private and offshore accounts belonging to senior ANC leaders, among them those with ties to Mashatile Circle, and for months, rumors of Mashatile's involvement in the growing financial scandal have been running like wildfire through the halls of power. Except this time the evidence is alleged to be unimpeachable, and Mkhwanazi's very intervention suggests the probe has reached a point of no return. Eyewitness accounts from inside the Union buildings create a tableau of confusion and utter incredulity, and when Mkhwanazi finally caught up with Mashatile, the Deputy President is said to look shell-shocked and asked who was behind the operation. To which Mkhwanazi, stone-faced, reportedly reposted, "The people of South Africa authorized it. The law sanctioned it," and within minutes, senior aides and security officers were rushing about making frantic calls. News spread like a felt fire, and before noon, scores of media organizations had descended on the scene, and Mashatile was whisked out of the complex to face questions, with official sources confirming he was not taken away in handcuffs but rather treated as a high-profile suspect pending further investigation. President Cyril Ramaphosa, reportedly in a meeting, refused all comment on the development, but sources close to the presidency claim that he looked visibly shaken when informed that a warrant had indeed been executed. Many are convinced this could be the straw that breaks Ramaphosa's presidency, as Mashatile has long been considered both an ally and a political rival, and his arrest may make Ramaphosa's grip on a divided ANC tighter or ensnare the party into full-blown civil war. Political analysts warn that the timing of this arrest, coming amidst growing public fury over corruption, may unleash a chain reaction of attacks and exposés that bring even more of the dark party secrets into the light of day. The reaction across the country was electric. Within hours, social media platforms were flooded with #Mashatile arrested, #NaziDelivers and #NC collapse, as ordinary citizens tired of years of corruption scandals held Mkhwanazi up as a national hero in praise of his courage to take on power head-on. Finally, someone is standing up to the system, one user posted on X, and Mkhwanazi should be the next Minister of Justice, another added. But ANC insiders are decidedly not celebrating, with sources claiming a faction loyal to Mashatile has already begun strategizing a counter-response, calling the warrant politically motivated and warning that this could destabilize the party ahead of critical internal elections. Documents and digital files now in Mkhwanazi's possession reportedly include email exchanges, financial spreadsheets, and bank transfer confirmations showing unauthorized transactions totaling over 480 million. Investigators believe this money was siphoned from state contracts intended for infrastructure and youth development but routed through shadow companies and later transferred to accounts linked to political campaign funds and private properties, some of which were allegedly traced back to Mashatile's family members. This isn't just a corruption case, it's a blueprint of how political money laundering has been normalized inside the ANC, one senior investigator says. As word spreads of the arrest warrant, panic and confusion ripple through the ANC's upper echelons, and senior figures are reportedly meeting in emergency sessions debating how to respond. Some are calling for Ramaphosa to suspend Mashatile immediately, while others argue doing so would set a dangerous precedent and signal weakness. Behind closed doors, deep fractures are emerging, and party veterans who once stood by Mashatile are now quietly distancing themselves, fearing they could be next. Sources claim that the investigation is far from over, and Mkhwanazi's task force has already identified at least 4 additional high-ranking officials under active scrutiny. And the once untouchable image of the ANC leadership is crumbling before the nation's eyes, determination that no one is above the law. General Mkhwanazi has made it clear that his team's work is far from complete, and in a statement outside the union buildings, he said, "We are not driven by politics. We are driven by justice. No one is above the law, not even the highest officers in this country." His words sent shockwaves across the political landscape and drew comparisons to past anti-corruption crackdowns that reshaped the course of South Africa's political history. Mashatile is expected to appear before a special investigative tribunal within days, where he will have to answer to detailed charges of fraud, money laundering, and abuse of state resources. Depending on the findings, formal criminal proceedings may follow, which could make him the highest-ranking ANC official to face prosecution in over a decade. For South Africans, this is more than just another scandal. This is a test if the justice system can ever break free from political interference. The image of General Mkhwanazi walking into the union buildings with a warrant in hand will be etched in the minds of people for years to come, because it epitomizes a moment of reckoning, not just for Paul Mashatile but for every official who thought power could save them from accountability. The walls are closing in, and the truth, no matter how uncomfortable, is beginning to surface. Before you go, subscribe to our channel for more breaking updates, exclusive political insights, and real-time developments about the ANC's ongoing crisis, and hit the notification bell, because the next revelation might shake South Africa even harder.